Introduction. What if I told you that no matter how tough life gets, no matter how many setbacks you face, and no matter how much pressure is thrown your way, you can train your mind to be completely unshakable? Imagine walking through life with a mind so strong that fear, doubt, and failure have no power over you. A mind that doesn't break under pressure, but thrives in it. While others crumble in adversity, you remain calm, focused, and in control. When challenges arise, you don't panic. You adapt, overcome, and come back stronger. This is the power of a bulletproof mentality, the kind of mental toughness that separates the weak from the unstoppable. And today, I'm going to show you how to develop it. Because mental toughness isn't something you're born with. It's something you build, one decision, one action, one mindset shift at a time. Get ready, because in the next few minutes you'll learn 7 powerful lessons that will rewire your mind, fortify your focus, and make you mentally unbreakable in any situation, whether you're facing personal struggles, high-pressure moments, or self-doubt. These principles will give you the strength to push forward no matter what. Mental toughness isn't about avoiding challenges. It's about facing them head-on and refusing to let anything break you. Are you ready to train your mind for greatness? Let's begin. Chapter 1. Embrace adversity as fuel for growth. Tough times don't define you, they refine you. Think of adversity as the fire that strengthens steel. Just like a sword becomes sharper through repeated hammering and exposure to intense heat, your mind grows stronger when it is tested by challenges. The people who achieve the greatest success in life are not those who have had an easy path, but those who have faced hardships, learned from them, and used them as stepping stones to greater heights. It's natural to want to avoid difficulties. No one enjoys setbacks, failures, or struggles. However, the truth is that growth only happens outside of your comfort zone. When things go smoothly, you are not being challenged, and without challenges, there is no real progress. Every struggle you face is an opportunity for transformation, an invitation to become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. The secret to mental toughness is learning to reframe adversity. Instead of thinking, "Why is this happening to me?" shift your perspective to, "What can I learn from this?" Every setback contains a lesson. Every failure hides an opportunity. Maybe a lost job teaches you adaptability, a heartbreak teaches you emotional resilience, or a financial struggle forces you to develop smarter money habits. The key is to focus on the lesson, not just the pain. The more you lean into discomfort and embrace challenges, the more unstoppable you become. Think about the most successful people in history, whether in sports, business, or life in general. They have all faced enormous failures. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team, but he used that disappointment to fuel his relentless work ethic. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb, yet he saw each failure as a step closer to success. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they respond to adversity. Do they let it defeat them, or do they let it shape them into something stronger? When life pushes you down, push back harder. Instead of seeing obstacles as stop signs, view them as tests of your determination. Every time you refuse to give up, every time you keep going despite difficulty, you are building mental strength. This strength accumulates over time, turning you into someone who can handle anything that comes your way. Train yourself to see difficulties as stepping stones rather than roadblocks. A challenge is only a barrier if you allow it to be. With the right mindset, you can turn every hardship into an opportunity. Remember, diamonds are formed under pressure, and so is a bulletproof mentality. Chapter 2. Master the art of emotional control. A bulletproof mind isn't controlled by emotions. It commands them. Life will throw unexpected challenges your way, and if you allow your emotions to dictate your actions, you may find yourself making impulsive decisions, reacting in anger, or feeling overwhelmed by stress. Mental toughness means maintaining composure under pressure, staying calm when everything around you is chaotic, and responding with clarity instead of letting emotions take over. Emotions are natural: fear, frustration, anger, disappointment. These feelings are part of being human. The problem isn't feeling them, the problem is letting them control you. Think about a time when you reacted in anger and later regretted it, or a time when fear stopped you from taking an important step forward. Emotions can cloud your judgment and lead to actions that don't serve your best interests. But when you train your mind to control emotions instead of being controlled by them, you gain an incredible power, the power to stay clear-headed, even in the toughest moments. One of the most effective ways to master emotional control is to learn to pause before reacting. When you feel a strong emotion rising, whether it's frustration, fear, or sadness, take a deep breath. Give yourself a few seconds before you respond. In that brief moment, ask yourself, is my reaction going to help me or hurt me? By doing this, you stop yourself from making impulsive decisions based purely on emotions. Imagine you're in an argument. If you react instantly with anger, the situation escalates. But if you take a moment to pause, breathe, and choose your words carefully, you remain in control of the situation. This skill isn't just useful in arguments, it applies to all areas of life. Whether you're facing criticism, dealing with setbacks, or handling unexpected stress, taking control of your emotions allows you to think rationally and act wisely. Another key to emotional mastery is redirecting emotional energy. Instead of allowing frustration or stress to drain you, use it to fuel action. If you're feeling angry, channel that energy into something productive: exercise, writing, or working on a goal. If you're feeling overwhelmed, step back, organize your thoughts, and focus on what you can control. The more you train yourself to use emotions as fuel rather than obstacles, the more powerful you become. Emotional control is a superpower. It allows you to stay centered in the middle of chaos. It helps you make better decisions, communicate more effectively, and maintain inner peace even in the most challenging situations. The strongest people are not those who never feel emotions, but those who know how to manage them. Train yourself to be the master of your emotions, and you will never be at their mercy again. Chapter 3. Develop unshakable self-discipline. A bulletproof mentality is built on self-discipline. It's easy to be motivated when things are going well, but true mental toughness is about showing up and doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is what separates those who succeed from those who merely wish for success. It is the ability to take consistent action, regardless of obstacles, distractions, or temporary emotions. Think about any great achievement, whether in sports, business, or personal growth. Behind every success story is a person who mastered the art of self-discipline. They didn't rely on motivation, which comes and goes. Instead, they built habits that kept them moving forward, even on days when they felt unmotivated, tired, or discouraged. This is the essence of mental toughness: doing what's necessary, not just what's comfortable. The key to developing unshakable discipline is to train your mind like a muscle. Just as physical strength is built through repeated exercise, mental strength is built through repeated acts of discipline. Start small. If you struggle with waking up early, don't aim to wake up at 5 a.m. immediately. Instead, wake up 15 minutes earlier each week until it becomes a habit. If you want to build a reading habit, start with 5 pages a day, then gradually increase. Small, consistent actions lead to massive long-term results. Another essential part of discipline is removing distractions and temptations. Willpower alone is not enough. Set up your environment for success. If you're trying to focus on work, eliminate unnecessary notifications and social media distractions. If you're building a fitness habit, prepare your workout clothes the night before so there's no excuse in the morning. Make discipline easier by removing the things that tempt you to quit. Self-discipline also requires mastering your inner dialogue. Your mind will try to talk you out of taking action. It will say, "Just skip today, you can start tomorrow," or "It's too hard." A bulletproof mind does not listen to these excuses. Instead, train yourself to override them by focusing on your commitment, not your feelings. When you hear the voice of doubt, replace it with, "I do it anyway." That's the difference between those who succeed and those who don't. Winners take action, no matter how they feel. At the core of self-discipline is delayed gratification, the ability to sacrifice short-term comfort for long-term success. Every time you choose to work instead of procrastinate, exercise instead of skip a workout, or invest time in personal growth instead of wasting it, you are strengthening your mental resilience. The more you practice discipline, the easier it becomes, until it's no longer something you force yourself to do. It's simply who you are. A bulletproof mind is not built overnight. It's the result of small, consistent victories over yourself. Train your mind to do what's necessary, even when you don't feel like it, and success will follow naturally. Chapter 4. Build an unbreakable mindset through resilience. Life is unpredictable. At some point you will face setbacks, disappointments and failures. The difference between those who rise above challenges and those who crumble under pressure is resilience, the ability to bounce back stronger after every hardship. A bulletproof mentality is not about avoiding difficulties, but about developing the inner strength to overcome anything that comes your way. Resilience is like a muscle. It grows through repeated challenges. Just as lifting heavier weights in the gym makes your body stronger, facing and overcoming obstacles makes your mind unbreakable. The problem is, most people see setbacks as proof that they should quit. They take failure personally, thinking it means they are not good enough or that success is impossible. But the truth is, failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the journey. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to build resilience. The more you overcome, the tougher you become. The first step to developing resilience is changing how you see failure. Instead of viewing it as a dead end, see it as feedback. When something doesn't work out, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? The most successful people in history have faced enormous failures. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. J.K. Rowling was rejected by multiple publishers before Harry Potter became a worldwide success. The difference between these individuals and those who quit is that they used failure as fuel to improve, rather than a reason to stop. Another key to resilience is emotional toughness. When things go wrong, it's easy to let frustration, disappointment, or self-doubt take over. But a bulletproof mind doesn't dwell on negative emotions. It processes them and moves forward. Instead of thinking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask yourself, "How can I grow from this?" It's not about ignoring pain or pretending to be unaffected. It's about refusing to let setbacks define you. Resilient people also focus on controlling what they can and letting go of what they can't. Many people waste time and energy worrying about things beyond their control, what others think of them, unexpected problems, or past mistakes. But the truth is, worrying doesn't change anything. Instead, focus on what you can do. If you lose a job, improve your skills and apply elsewhere. If a relationship ends, work on becoming the best version of yourself. If you fail at something, adjust your strategy and try again. The more you shift your focus from problems to solutions, the stronger you become. Another powerful way to build resilience is by strengthening your inner dialogue. Your mind is constantly talking to you, either lifting you up or tearing you down. If you keep telling yourself, "I can't do this," or "I'm not good enough," you will start believing it. Instead, train yourself to say, "I am strong, I can handle this, and this setback is temporary." The way you talk to yourself shapes your reality. Make sure your inner voice is your biggest supporter, not your biggest enemy. Resilience is also about having a strong why, a purpose that keeps you going even when things get tough. When you have a deep reason behind your actions, you are less likely to give up. Ask yourself, why am I doing this? Whether it's to provide for your family, achieve your dreams, or prove to yourself that you can, keep that purpose in mind when facing difficulties. A strong why makes you unstoppable. Finally, surround yourself with people who lift you up instead of dragging you down. Resilient people don't spend time with those who constantly complain, make excuses, or focus on negativity. Instead, they seek out those who inspire them, challenge them, and push them to be better. If you want to be strong, spend time with strong-minded people. Building an unbreakable mindset takes time and effort, but it is one of the most valuable skills you can develop. When you become resilient, nothing can break you. Not failure, not rejection, not setbacks. You learn to face difficulties head-on, adapt, and come back stronger every time. Train your mind to be resilient, and you will never fear adversity again. Chapter 5. Reprogram your mind for relentless confidence. Confidence isn't something you are born with. It's something you build. A bulletproof mentality is rooted in unshakable self-belief, the kind of confidence that doesn't waver no matter the circumstances. Most people let their confidence be dictated by outside factors, whether they succeed or fail, how others perceive them, or whether things go their way. But true confidence doesn't depend on external validation. It comes from within, built on a foundation of self-trust, competence, and an unbreakable mindset. The way you think about yourself determines how you show up in the world. If your inner dialogue is filled with self-doubt, hesitation, and fear, it will reflect in your actions. On the other hand, if you program your mind to believe in your capabilities, to see yourself as powerful, capable, and deserving of success, you will naturally start to act with confidence. The first step to developing relentless confidence is rewiring the way you speak to yourself. Pay attention to your inner thoughts. Are they helping you or hurting you? If you constantly tell yourself, "I'm not good enough," "What if I fail?" or "I don't deserve this," then you are feeding your mind with negativity, which weakens your confidence. Instead, replace those thoughts with affirmations like, "I am capable," "I trust myself," and "I handle challenges with strength." The more you reinforce these positive beliefs, the more they become part of your identity. Another powerful way to reprogram your mind is through taking action. Confidence is not just about thinking positively, it's about proving to yourself that you are capable. Every time you take action, no matter how small, you reinforce the belief that you can handle challenges. Think about the first time you tried something new, whether it was speaking in public, starting a new job, or learning a skill. At first, you might have doubted yourself, but with practice, your confidence grew. Confidence comes from experience, and experience comes from taking action even when you don't feel ready. The more you step out of your comfort zone, the stronger your self-belief becomes. Fear and doubt will always try to hold you back. The key is to act in spite of fear. Most people wait until they feel confident before they take action, but the truth is, confidence comes from taking action first. You don't wait to feel fearless before speaking up in a meeting. You do it despite the fear. and that's how confidence is built. You don't wait until you feel fully ready before chasing your dreams. You start, and through action, you develop the confidence you need. The difference between confident and unconfident people is simple. Confident people act even when they are afraid. Another way to reprogram your mind for confidence is to stop seeking approval from others. Many people base their self-worth on how others perceive them, constantly worrying about what people think. But the truth is, confidence comes from self-approval, not external validation. You have to decide that you are enough, regardless of others' opinions. The moment you stop needing approval is the moment you become truly powerful. Not everyone will support you, and that's okay. What matters is that you believe in yourself. Your body language and the way you carry yourself also affect your confidence. Studies show that your posture influences your mindset. Standing tall, making eye contact, and speaking with certainty all send signals to your brain that you are confident. Even if you don't feel confident in the moment, acting confidently will shift your internal state. Small changes, like walking with purpose, speaking with a strong voice, and maintaining good posture, can have a massive impact on how you feel about yourself. Building relentless confidence also requires embracing failure as part of the process. People who lack confidence see failure as proof that they are not good enough. But mentally strong individuals understand that failure is simply a stepping stone to success. Every time you fail, you are learning, improving, and getting closer to mastery. The only way to truly fail is to give up. Confident people don't see failure as something to fear. They see it as a necessary step toward greatness. Confidence is a habit. Just like any skill, it must be practiced consistently. If you want to be confident, start acting confident today. Speak up when you feel hesitant. Take on challenges that scare you, and remind yourself daily that you are strong, capable, and unstoppable. Over time, confidence becomes your default state, and no obstacle, criticism, or failure will shake your belief in yourself. Train your mind to trust in your abilities, and you will develop a level of confidence so strong that nothing can break it. Chapter 6. Master your emotions to stay unshaken in any situation. Emotions are powerful. They can either control you or be controlled by you. A bulletproof mentality isn't about shutting off your emotions. It's about mastering them so they don't dictate your actions, decisions, or mindset. Most people react emotionally to challenges, letting anger, frustration, or fear take over. But those who develop emotional mastery remain calm, composed, and focused, no matter what life throws their way. The ability to control your emotions is what separates those who succeed under pressure from those who break down. The first step to emotional mastery is self-awareness. You can't control what you don't understand. Pay attention to your emotions and identify the triggers that cause negative reactions. Do you get easily frustrated when things don't go your way? Do you let criticism lower your confidence? Do you get overwhelmed by stress? Instead of reacting impulsively, take a step back and ask yourself, what am I feeling and why? This simple act of awareness creates space between emotion and reaction, allowing you to respond with logic and clarity rather than impulse. One of the most powerful tools for emotional mastery is the power of the pause. Before reacting to a situation, take a deep breath, count to 5. Give yourself a moment to process what's happening before responding. This short pause can mean the difference between making a wise decision and saying or doing something you'll regret. The strongest minds are not the ones that never feel emotion, but the ones that control how they express and act on it. Another key to mastering emotions is reframing negative experiences. Most people let their emotions spiral out of control because they interpret situations in a way that disempowers them. For example, if someone criticizes you, do you see it as an attack or as feedback that can help you improve? If you fail at something, do you take it as proof that you are not good enough or as a learning opportunity? The way you interpret situations determines how you feel about them. Instead of thinking, "This is happening to me," start thinking, "This is happening for me." Every challenge is an opportunity to grow stronger. One of the biggest emotional traps is allowing external events to control your inner state. A bulletproof mind is unshaken by what happens around it. If someone insults you, it doesn't affect your confidence. If a setback occurs, you don't let it ruin your motivation. This doesn't mean ignoring your emotions, but rather developing the ability to choose how you react. No one can make you feel inferior, angry, or defeated without your permission. You decide what has power over you. Developing emotional resilience also requires practicing detachment. Many people suffer emotionally because they are too attached to specific outcomes, wanting things to go exactly as planned, needing approval from others, or expecting life to always be fair. But life is unpredictable, and attachment leads to unnecessary suffering. Instead of clinging to expectations, adopt the mindset of acceptance and adaptability. If something doesn't go your way, instead of feeling frustrated, shift your focus to what you can control and move forward. The less emotionally attached you are to outcomes, the more freedom and peace you will experience. Another powerful way to regulate emotions is through physical control. Your body and mind are deeply connected. When you're anxious, your breathing becomes shallow. When you're angry, your muscles tense up. Learning to control your breathing, posture, and body language can have a direct impact on your emotional state. Deep breathing, for example, activates the parasympathetic nervous system, reducing stress and bringing clarity. Next time you feel overwhelmed, take slow, deep breaths, stand tall, and relax your shoulders. This simple shift can instantly change how you feel. Surrounding yourself with mentally strong individuals is another way to develop emotional control. If you spend time with people who are constantly negative, complaining, or overly emotional, their energy will influence you. But if you surround yourself with calm, disciplined, and emotionally intelligent people, you will naturally adopt their mindset. Choose your environment wisely. Your emotional stability depends on it. Mastering your emotions means training your mind to stay calm in chaos. Life will always throw unexpected challenges at you, failed plans, disappointments, and difficult people. But when you develop the ability to stay grounded in any situation, nothing can shake you. Instead of reacting emotionally, you respond with intelligence and strength. You develop the mindset that no matter what happens, you will handle it with composure and confidence. A bulletproof mentality is not about avoiding emotions, but about learning to control them so that they serve you rather than control you. When you master your emotions, you gain the power to face any challenge with clarity, confidence, and unshakable inner strength. Chapter 7. Develop unbreakable discipline and mental endurance. Discipline is the foundation of a bulletproof mentality. It is the force that keeps you moving forward even when motivation fades, when challenges arise, and when everything inside you wants to quit. Without discipline, even the strongest mindset will crumble under pressure. Mental toughness is not about feeling unstoppable all the time. It's about showing up and doing what needs to be done, no matter how you feel. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is the ability to push forward, even when the excitement wears off. The first step to developing unbreakable discipline is eliminating the need for motivation. Many people wait until they feel like taking action. They want to feel motivated before they go to the gym, before they start working on their goals, before they commit to something challenging. But the truth is, motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes, fluctuating based on emotions, circumstances, and external influences. The strongest individuals don't rely on motivation. They rely on habits, systems, and a deep sense of commitment. They train themselves to take action whether they feel like it or not. To build discipline, set clear, non-negotiable standards for yourself. Decide in advance that you will do what is necessary, no matter what. For example, if you set a goal to work out every morning, don't give yourself an option to skip it just because you don't feel like it. Treat it like brushing your teeth, something you do daily without question. Discipline isn't about making the easy choice. It's about making the right choice consistently. The more you practice this, the stronger your self-discipline becomes. Another key to discipline is controlling your impulses. Most people let short-term desires override long-term goals. They procrastinate, give in to distractions, or choose comfort over progress. But discipline means prioritizing what you need over what you want in the moment. When faced with a decision, ask yourself, will this bring me closer to my goals, or will it set me back? If it doesn't serve your future, don't engage in it. The ability to delay gratification, to resist immediate pleasure for long-term rewards, is one of the most powerful skills you can develop. Mental endurance is another crucial part of discipline. It's not just about starting strong, it's about having the stamina to keep going when things get hard. Life is a long game, and those who succeed are the ones who refuse to give up. Mental endurance comes from pushing your limits daily. When you feel like stopping, push a little further. When you're tired, do one more rep. When you want to quit, remind yourself why you started. Every time you go beyond what you thought was possible, you strengthen your endurance, making it easier to handle challenges in the future. One of the best ways to develop mental endurance is through exposure to discomfort. Too many people avoid struggle, staying in their comfort zones and resisting anything that feels hard. But the reality is, comfort weakens you. If you want to develop a bulletproof mind, you must train yourself to be comfortable with discomfort. Take cold showers, wake up earlier than you want to, exercise when you don't feel like it, and push yourself beyond your usual limits. The more you expose yourself to difficult situations, the more resilient you become. Over time, things that once seemed impossible will feel easy because you have conditioned yourself to handle them. Another crucial part of discipline is eliminating excuses. People often tell themselves, "I'm too tired," "I don't have time," or "I'll start tomorrow." But these are just mental traps designed to keep you stagnant. If something is important to you, find a way, not an excuse. Instead of saying, "I don't have time," say, "How can I make time?" Instead of saying, "I don't feel like it," remind yourself, "My feelings don't dictate my actions." Excuses weaken your discipline, but ownership strengthens it. One powerful strategy for staying disciplined is creating an environment that supports your goals. Your surroundings shape your behavior more than you realize. If you're constantly surrounded by distractions, negative influences, or temptations, staying disciplined will be a struggle. Instead, design your environment for success, remove distractions, surround yourself with driven individuals, and set up systems that make it easier to stay on track. When your environment aligns with your goals, discipline becomes effortless. Discipline is a daily practice, not a one-time effort. You don't build mental toughness overnight. It's something you strengthen every single day through your choices, habits, and mindset. The more disciplined you become, the easier it is to maintain, because discipline feeds itself. Small wins lead to bigger wins, and consistency creates momentum. Each time you choose discipline over comfort, you reinforce the identity of someone who is unstoppable. A bulletproof mentality is built through consistent action, unwavering self-discipline, and the refusal to quit when things get tough. Train your mind to prioritize action over emotion, long-term success over short-term gratification, and commitment over convenience. When you master discipline, you develop an unshakable foundation for success in every area of your life. Chapter 8. Cultivate an unbreakable willpower to overcome any obstacle. At the core of a bulletproof mentality lies unbreakable willpower, the ability to keep moving forward no matter what stands in your way. Willpower is the driving force behind resilience, determination, and long-term success. It is what separates those who quit when things get tough from those who push through and achieve greatness. Many people think willpower is something you are born with, but in reality, it is a skill that can be developed and strengthened like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. The first step to building unstoppable willpower is understanding your why. Without a strong reason behind your actions, you will give up when challenges arise. Ask yourself, why am I doing this? Your reason must be bigger than your excuses. If your goal is to become physically strong, remind yourself that training is not just about fitness. It's about developing mental toughness, proving to yourself that you can endure discomfort. If your goal is to build a successful business, remind yourself that quitting means returning to a life of mediocrity. When your why is powerful enough, no obstacle can stop you. Another key to strengthening willpower is building mental endurance through small victories. People often try to develop unbreakable strength by tackling massive challenges all at once, but true mental toughness is built step by step in small moments of resistance. Every time you push yourself to do something difficult, whether it's waking up early, finishing a task when you don't feel like it, or controlling your emotions in a stressful situation, you strengthen your willpower. Over time, these small victories accumulate, turning you into someone who refuses to break under pressure. One of the greatest threats to willpower is mental fatigue. Many people fail not because they lack strength, but because they exhaust their willpower on unnecessary things. Every day, you make countless small decisions: what to eat, what to wear, how to respond to situations. These choices drain your mental energy, leaving you with little willpower when it truly matters. That's why successful people eliminate decision fatigue by simplifying their daily routines. They automate small decisions, maintain consistent habits, and focus their energy on what truly matters. By reserving your willpower for important battles, you ensure that you have the strength to persevere when challenges arise. Another way to develop unbreakable willpower is to learn how to push through discomfort. Most people quit the moment they feel discomfort, whether it's physical pain, boredom, fear, or frustration. But discomfort is a sign of growth. Every time you resist the urge to quit, you become stronger. One powerful method is the 40% rule used by Navy SEALs. When your mind tells you that you've reached your limit, you're actually only at 40% of your full potential. Train yourself to push past the point of resistance, and you will unlock levels of mental strength you never knew you had. Another key to building willpower is learning how to recover effectively. Many people think mental toughness means pushing non-stop, but true endurance comes from balancing intense effort with proper recovery. Just like a muscle, your mind needs time to recharge. If you constantly push yourself without breaks, you risk burnout. Create a rhythm of focused work and intentional rest. This will allow you to maintain high levels of willpower over the long run. Your environment also plays a crucial role in shaping your willpower. If you surround yourself with people who lack discipline and constantly make excuses, their mindset will weaken yours. But if you spend time around driven, disciplined, and mentally tough individuals, their energy will push you to higher levels. Choose your circle wisely. Your environment will either strengthen or weaken your mental resilience. One final strategy to develop unbreakable willpower is embracing the identity of a mentally tough person. Instead of just saying, "I want to be disciplined," tell yourself, "I am disciplined." Your identity shapes your behavior. When you see yourself as someone who never quits, who pushes through difficulty, and who stays focused no matter what, your actions will align with that belief. Instead of forcing yourself to be strong, you will naturally act with strength, because that's who you are. Developing a bulletproof mentality isn't about avoiding struggles. It's about building the internal strength to overcome them. When you cultivate unbreakable willpower, you become unstoppable. No setback can break you, no obstacle can stop you, and no challenge can shake your determination. The moment you decide to never quit, no matter what, you step into the mindset of champions, warriors, and legends. You become truly bulletproof. Chapter 9. Master emotional control to stay unshakable in any situation. A truly bulletproof mind is not just about strength, discipline, or willpower. It's about mastering your emotions. No matter how tough you are, if you let emotions control you, they will dictate your decisions, reactions, and overall success in life. Emotional control is what separates those who crumble under pressure from those who stay composed, focused, and unshakable in any situation. When you master your emotions, you master your life. The first step to gaining emotional control is awareness. Many people react emotionally without even realizing it. They get angry, anxious, or overwhelmed without stopping to ask, "Why am I feeling this way?" Awareness allows you to separate yourself from your emotions rather than being ruled by them. The next time you feel a strong emotion, don't act on it immediately. Instead, pause and observe it. Ask yourself, is this emotion helping me or hurting me? By creating space between your emotions and your reactions, you take back control. One of the biggest reasons people lose control of their emotions is because they take everything personally. Mentally strong people do not let outside forces dictate their inner state. If someone insults you, criticizes you, or tries to bring you down, remember, it's not about you, it's about them. Their words and actions reflect their mindset, not your worth. When you stop giving others the power to control your emotions, you become unshakable. Another key to mastering emotional control is training yourself to remain calm under pressure. When things go wrong, whether it's a sudden failure, a stressful situation, or unexpected challenges, your reaction determines everything. Most people panic, get frustrated, or allow fear to take over. But strong individuals breathe, assess the situation, and act with clarity. A powerful technique to develop this skill is controlled exposure to stress. Put yourself in challenging situations on purpose, whether it's taking cold showers, pushing yourself physically, or handling difficult conversations. The more you train your nervous system to stay calm under pressure, the less likely you are to break down when real challenges arise. Your self-talk also plays a massive role in emotional control. Most people allow negative thoughts to spiral out of control. They dwell on their mistakes, fear the worst, or let doubt creep in. But you have the power to reprogram your mind. When a negative thought arises, challenge it. Instead of saying, "I can't handle this," say, "I have handled worse before. I can get through this." Instead of thinking, "What if I fail?" remind yourself, failure is just a step towards success. The way you talk to yourself determines how you feel and how you act. Train yourself to think like a warrior, not a victim. Another critical aspect of emotional control is detaching from temporary emotions. Emotions are like waves. They rise and fall. What feels overwhelming right now may not even matter tomorrow. When you feel angry, sad, or anxious, remind yourself, this is temporary. I am not my emotions. I am the observer of them. One of the best ways to practice detachment is through meditation and mindfulness. By training your mind to stay present, you become less reactive and more in control of your internal state. Mentally strong individuals also regulate their emotions through physical control. Your body and mind are deeply connected. If you're feeling anxious, try adjusting your posture. Stand tall, take deep breaths, and slow down your movements. If you're feeling unmotivated, move your body. Exercise, stretch, or go for a walk. Controlling your physiology is one of the fastest ways to shift your emotional state. Another strategy for emotional mastery is having a clear purpose. When you have a mission, small frustrations no longer shake you. Think about it. Does a soldier in battle get upset over minor inconveniences? No, because they are focused on the bigger picture. When you dedicate yourself to something greater than temporary emotions, you naturally develop a stronger mindset. The key to mastering emotional control is consistency. You won't become emotionally unshakable overnight. It takes daily effort, practicing self-awareness, staying calm under stress, challenging negative thoughts, and training yourself to act rationally instead of emotionally. But with time, it becomes second nature. You will no longer be controlled by anger, fear, or frustration. Instead, you will be in control of yourself. And that is the ultimate power. Mastering your emotions doesn't mean you don't feel them. It means they no longer control you. When you reach this level of control, nothing can shake you. No person, no situation, no challenge, nothing. You will be a force of pure mental strength, capable of facing anything life throws at you with absolute composure. That is the true definition of a bulletproof mentality. Chapter 10. Build an unstoppable mindset to achieve anything you desire. The final piece of a bulletproof mentality is developing an unstoppable mindset, a way of thinking so strong that no obstacle, failure, or setback can ever hold you back. Your mindset is the foundation of everything you do. It determines how you handle adversity, how you react to challenges, and how far you go in life. A weak mindset crumbles under pressure, but an unstoppable mindset breaks through barriers and turns dreams into reality. The first step to building an unstoppable mindset is eliminating all excuses. Excuses are the number one reason people fail. They justify weakness, procrastination, and giving up. Successful people refuse to make excuses. They don't say, "I'm too tired, I don't have time," or "it's too hard." Instead, they say, "I'll find a way." When you remove the option of quitting, you force yourself to succeed. Another key to an unstoppable mindset is developing extreme ownership. This means taking full responsibility for your life, your actions, your failures, and your results. People with weak mindsets blame others, circumstances, or luck, but mentally strong people understand that everything in their life is within their control. If something goes wrong, they don't complain. They adjust, adapt, and keep going. The moment you take full responsibility, you reclaim your power. To develop an unstoppable mindset, you must also condition yourself to expect challenges. Many people quit because they expect success to come easily. But those with an unbreakable mind understand that struggle is part of the journey. They prepare for difficulties and see them as necessary steps to growth. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" they ask, "How can I use this to become stronger?" They don't let hardships break them. They let hardships build them. Another key principle of an unstoppable mindset is learning to thrive under pressure. Pressure makes most people nervous, afraid, or hesitant, but high achievers train themselves to stay calm, focused, and confident in high-pressure situations. The best way to develop this skill is intentional exposure to stress. Challenge yourself daily, push beyond your comfort zone, take on difficult tasks, and put yourself in situations that force you to grow. The more you practice handling pressure, the more natural it becomes. The power of relentless persistence is also critical to an unstoppable mindset. Most people give up after a few failures. They try something once or twice, face difficulties, and then quit. But the strongest minds refuse to stop. They see failure as feedback, not defeat. Every time something doesn't work, they adjust and try again. They don't stop until they succeed. This mindset is what separates champions from everyone else. Another way to build an unstoppable mindset is to surround yourself with winners. Your environment plays a huge role in shaping your mentality. If you spend time around people who complain, make excuses, and settle for less, you will adopt their mindset. But if you surround yourself with driven, ambitious, and disciplined individuals, their energy will push you to new heights. Seek out people who challenge you, inspire you, and hold you accountable. One of the most powerful strategies for an unstoppable mindset is visualization and self-belief. Your mind is your greatest tool. It can either be your biggest weapon or your biggest enemy. If you constantly doubt yourself, fear failure, or focus on what could go wrong, your mind will hold you back. But if you train yourself to visualize success, see yourself overcoming challenges, and develop unshakable self-belief, your mind will work for you instead of against you. Mentally strong individuals see their success before it happens. They act with confidence because they already believe in their ability to win. A bulletproof mentality also requires discipline over motivation. Motivation is temporary. It comes and goes. If you only take action when you feel motivated, you will be inconsistent and unreliable. But when you develop discipline, you take action no matter how you feel. You wake up early, train hard, work on your goals, and push forward even on the days when you don't feel like it. This level of discipline turns you into a machine, unstoppable, unbreakable, and completely in control of your life. To truly have an unstoppable mindset, you must commit to lifelong growth. The moment you stop learning, improving, and evolving, you start declining. The greatest minds in history never settled. They were always searching for ways to get better, smarter, and stronger. Adopt the mentality that you are never finished. No matter how much success you achieve, always look for ways to improve. Stay hungry, stay disciplined, and stay committed to becoming the best version of yourself. With an unstoppable mindset, you are no longer controlled by fear, doubt, or failure. No setback can break you, no challenge can stop you, and no obstacle is too big for you to overcome. You become a force of nature, someone who cannot be defeated no matter what life throws your way. This is the essence of a bulletproof mentality. Now the only question is, are you ready to live by it? Chapter 11. Master emotional control and stay unshaken in any situation. A bulletproof mentality isn't just about strength and perseverance. It's also about mastering your emotions. If you let your emotions control you, you will always be at the mercy of external circumstances. But if you learn to control your emotions, you gain unshakable power over your mind and actions. No matter what happens around you, you remain calm, focused, and in control. The first step to mastering emotional control is understanding that emotions are temporary. Fear, anger, frustration, and sadness will come and go. But most people make the mistake of reacting impulsively to these emotions, which leads to poor decisions and unnecessary suffering. A person with a strong mindset learns to pause, observe their emotions, and choose their response instead of reacting blindly. One of the most powerful techniques for emotional control is developing a sacred pause, the ability to take a moment before reacting. When something upsets you, instead of immediately responding with anger or frustration, take a deep breath. Ask yourself, is this worth my energy? Will this matter in a week, a month, or a year? How would the strongest version of myself handle this? This simple pause can stop you from making decisions you'll regret and help you respond with logic instead of emotion. Another key to emotional mastery is not taking things personally. The world is full of criticism, negativity, and challenges. If you let every rude comment, every rejection, or every failure affect your emotions, you will constantly feel drained. People with a bulletproof mindset understand that other people's opinions do not define them. They don't seek validation, and they don't allow external negativity to influence their inner state. To build emotional control, you must also train yourself to embrace discomfort. Most people avoid negative emotions. They distract themselves, numb their feelings, or run away from problems. But the mentally tough face their emotions head-on. They acknowledge their fears, sit with their discomfort, and process their emotions without letting them take over. This ability to stay present with uncomfortable feelings makes them incredibly resilient. Another powerful strategy is reframing challenges as tests of strength. Instead of seeing difficulties as personal attacks, view them as opportunities to prove your mental toughness. If someone insults you, see it as a test of self-control. If you face failure, view it as a lesson in resilience. By shifting your perspective, you stop reacting emotionally and start responding with power and confidence. A major aspect of emotional mastery is letting go of what you can't control. Many people waste energy worrying about things outside their power, what others think, the past, the future, or external events. But worrying about what you can't control only drains you. Mentally strong people focus only on what they can influence, their actions, thoughts, and responses. This mindset frees them from unnecessary stress and allows them to remain composed no matter what happens. A key element of emotional control is developing mental clarity through mindfulness. The mind is often chaotic, filled with racing thoughts, doubts, and anxieties. But by practicing mindfulness, whether through meditation, deep breathing, or simple awareness, you create mental space. You learn to observe your thoughts without being controlled by them. This clarity allows you to stay calm, make better decisions, and avoid emotional overreactions. Another critical skill is developing a strong inner dialogue. Your internal voice shapes your emotions. If your mind is filled with negative self-talk, "I'm not good enough," "This is too hard," "I can't handle this," then your emotions will reflect that. But when you train yourself to use positive self-talk, "I can handle anything," "I am in control," "Nothing can break me," you shift your emotions in a powerful way. Strong self-talk creates strong emotions, and strong emotions create a resilient mindset. One of the ultimate tests of emotional mastery is staying calm under pressure. High-pressure situations, whether in business, relationships, or personal challenges, can overwhelm most people. But those with a bulletproof mentality train themselves to thrive under stress. They practice handling pressure in small ways every day, so when a big challenge arises, they remain composed. A powerful practice for maintaining emotional control is detaching from the outcome. Most stress comes from attachment, wanting things to go a certain way, fearing failure, or needing approval. But the strongest minds operate differently. They focus on effort, not outcome. They give their best in every situation, but remain detached from the result. This mindset allows them to stay emotionally stable, regardless of what happens. Emotional mastery requires daily mental conditioning. Just like physical training strengthens the body, mental training strengthens emotional control. Daily practices such as journaling, meditation, affirmations, and breathwork help reinforce inner stability. The more you train your mind, the less external events can shake you. Mastering emotional control gives you a powerful advantage in life. You stop being reactive, you stop being ruled by emotions, and you develop an unshakable presence. No matter what happens, stress, failure, negativity, you remain strong, clear-headed, and in control. This is true mental toughness. Chapter 12. Build an unbreakable work ethic and discipline. A bulletproof mentality is not just about mental strength. It's about the ability to show up every day, push through resistance, and stay committed to your goals no matter what. Without discipline, motivation fades, and success becomes inconsistent. The truly unstoppable don't rely on motivation. They rely on unshakable discipline and an unbreakable work ethic. Discipline is the bridge between goals and results. It's the ability to take action even when you don't feel like it. The reason so many people fail is that they only work when they're motivated. But motivation is temporary. Some days you'll feel inspired, and other days you'll feel tired, unmotivated, or distracted. If you only take action when you're motivated, you'll never achieve greatness. Discipline is what keeps you going when motivation runs out. The first step to building discipline is removing the option to quit. Most people give themselves an escape. I'll start tomorrow, I'll take a break today, or I'll get back to it later. But the truly disciplined don't negotiate with themselves. They commit to their goals as if there is no other option. If you want a bulletproof mindset, you must eliminate the habit of making excuses. Instead of asking, "Should I do this today?" ask yourself, "How can I make sure I do this today?" One of the most powerful ways to strengthen your discipline is to create non-negotiable habits. The strongest minds don't rely on willpower alone. They create habits that make discipline automatic. If you want to be mentally tough, train yourself to stick to certain actions every single day, no matter how you feel. Whether it's waking up early, exercising, working on your craft, or practicing mindfulness, make it a part of your identity, not just an activity you do occasionally. Another key to discipline is understanding the power of small actions. Most people think discipline means making huge sacrifices or pushing themselves to the extreme, but real discipline is built through small, consistent efforts over time. Showing up every day, even for just a few minutes, builds the habit of taking action. It's not about how much you do in one day, it's about showing up every single day without fail. Mentally tough people also embrace discomfort. Discipline means doing things that are hard, uncomfortable, or inconvenient. Most people avoid discomfort because it feels unpleasant. But the strongest minds train themselves to lean into discomfort rather than run from it. They understand that every moment of discomfort is an opportunity to grow stronger. Instead of thinking, "This is too hard," train yourself to think, "This challenge is making me stronger." Another crucial aspect of discipline is focusing on the process, not just the outcome. Many people start a goal with excitement, but when they don't see immediate results, they lose motivation and quit. A bulletproof mindset understands that success comes from falling in love with the process, not just the result. If you focus on mastering your daily actions, results will come as a natural byproduct. The ability to control distractions is another sign of a highly disciplined mind. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. Social media, notifications, entertainment, and endless sources of instant gratification. If you let distractions control you, discipline becomes impossible. The strongest minds protect their focus like it's their most valuable asset. They set clear boundaries, eliminate unnecessary distractions, and train themselves to stay locked in on their goals. A powerful strategy for increasing discipline is setting clear, unbreakable rules for yourself. For example, I will not check my phone for the first hour of the day. I will exercise every day, no matter how I feel. I will work on my goal for at least 30 minutes every day, without excuses. By setting firm rules, you remove the need for decision-making. You don't have to ask yourself if you feel like doing something. You just do it because it's part of your identity. One of the biggest discipline killers is seeking instant gratification. Most people fail to stay disciplined because they prioritize short-term pleasure over long-term success. They skip workouts because resting feels better. They procrastinate because entertainment is more enjoyable. But mentally tough individuals delay gratification. They understand that the pain of discipline is temporary, but the rewards of consistency last forever. A powerful mindset shift is to redefine success as consistency, not perfection. Many people give up because they expect to be perfect. But perfection is impossible, and failure is inevitable. The goal is not to avoid failure. It's to keep going even after failure. If you miss a day, get back on track the next day. If you slip up, don't let it turn into a downward spiral. True discipline is the ability to keep going, no matter how many times you fall. To develop an unbreakable work ethic, you must also learn to push beyond your limits. Most people stop when they feel tired or uncomfortable. But the strongest minds push just a little further every time. They train themselves to keep going when they feel like stopping. This is how you build unstoppable discipline, the ability to go beyond what you thought was possible. Lastly, discipline is a daily practice, not a one-time decision. Just like muscles, discipline grows stronger the more you use it. Every time you resist an excuse, overcome a challenge, or stick to your habits, you reinforce the mindset of a mentally tough person. By building discipline and an unbreakable work ethic, you develop the ultimate advantage in life, the ability to take action consistently, no matter how you feel. When others give up, you keep going. When motivation fades, you remain unstoppable. This is the foundation of a truly bulletproof mentality. A bulletproof mentality is not something you are born with. It is something you build through consistent effort, discipline, and the right mindset. Mental toughness is not about avoiding challenges or waiting for the perfect moment. It is about facing adversity head-on, adapting, and becoming stronger with every struggle. Every lesson in this journey has been a stepping stone toward developing an unshakable mind. Embracing adversity, mastering emotional control, and developing relentless confidence all contribute to a mindset that cannot be broken. Eliminating self-doubt, building resilience, and rewiring your mind for success ensure that you stay committed even when the path gets tough. Creating unstoppable discipline and cultivating a powerful work ethic turn your goals from distant dreams into inevitable realities. The truth is, the strongest people in the world aren't necessarily the smartest, fastest, or most talented. They are the ones who refuse to quit. They are the ones who wake up every day and show up, no matter what. They don't wait for motivation. They rely on habits, commitment, and an unbreakable will. They understand that pain, struggle, and failure are not signs to stop. They are signs that they are growing. Now, it is your turn. No one can build this mindset for you. No one can force you to take action. But if you commit to this journey, if you train your mind, push through resistance, and refuse to break under pressure, you will become truly unstoppable. So, the choice is yours. Will you let life control you, or will you take control of your mind and create the life you were meant to live? The moment you decide to strengthen your mentality, your entire life will change. You will no longer be a prisoner of fear, doubt, or hesitation. Instead, you will become the kind of person who commands their destiny and thrives in any situation. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. Train it, sharpen it, and make it bulletproof.